continuing down the line, let's talk about this engine. So this engine was from the earlier years before Thomas was made. I think, I hope I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Ivor the engine. So Ivor is like an old classic TV show, which is like a cardboard cutout, like animation. And Ivor is like the main character. Although he doesn't actually have a face, I just did that for fun. I mean, this is inspired by Speedy Skip. He took a Thomas Wood Ryan face and he put it on his custom of Ivor. If you're wondering what I made Ivor out of, this chassis came from my old Corina before I started my work in progress Corina, which I am turned into Sonic. But I am going to get a new Corina, like I said. And the body is 3D printed to look just like Ivor. I think he looks pretty good. And I think Ivor looks pretty good. I just want to say that Speedy Skip took out the Ryan face and put it on here because he actually made a Thomas video called 10 Steps on How to Destroy Wood Ryan. Because I think Speedy Skip hates Thomas Wood. Like, he kept the scruffy because it's fully painted. But Thomas Wood looks better since it's fully painted now. But not much I can say about Ivor, but he looks kind of cool. And he looks just like Ivor. Now let's take a look at this engine. So this is Bobby, the police engine from Thomas's PC Adventures. So Bobby was made from a Thomas Wood diesel. The hat is made of paper. And I think Bobby looks pretty good. I mean, this was one of the first police engines I've ever seen in Thomas.
In the UK.
I think he does.
Yeah, they call them Bobbies and they have that checkerboard pattern.
I think that's why he's called Bobby the police engine.
Cool.
Like, the policemen in the UK look a little different than the ones from the US. Like, their hats are, I don't know what you would call them. Now let's talk about Rheneas here. So what's new about Rheneas is that he's 3D printed. So his chassis was from his original model when he was made from Percy. Says on the bottom. And Rheneas has a hand-drawn face this time. But I think Rheneas is pretty good. He looks more like Rheneas. And I do have plans to make Smudger as well. Now let's talk about Stepney. Stepney, if it isn't obvious, is 3D printed. He's exactly the same shape as Olivia. And he's a terrier. Same with Olivia. They're both the same shape, but Stepney's always been this color. And he's 3D printed. His face came from a take-along Stepney. I think Stepney looks a little cooler now. Like, I think someone wanted me to put my 3D printed wood Oliver on Shapeways. I don't know if they would ask for Stepney too, but I don't know how exactly to put these on Shapeways if I wanted to sell them to you, so you can make your own. But what I might do is make tutorials on 3D Builder as to how to make these wood engines. I mean, 3D printing them is easy, but you'll have to get Thomas Wood engines and cut their chassis off. Unless if they were the 2019 version, because they have silver rivets, which might be a pain in the butt to remove. Now let's talk about a new MLP character. I mean, she's always been an MLP, but she's new to my collection as I recently made her. This is Octavia Melody. And she's like a gray LMS IVAT locomotive. Like, this was actually Arthur's shape. So, I actually took a Thomas Wood Ashima. I don't know which old model it was, but I think it was Whiff's. Had my dad trim the funnel a little bit to look more accurate. I put some air dry clay right here to represent the tank and to touch up where these were a bit curved. So I think Octavia is good. And I don't know if I should make vinyl scratch or not, but I think I might. Last but not least for this part is Father Destruction. So Father Destruction is actually Blue Cheese's father in Ike Smith's series. Sadly, he died, but is a good thing, really, because the less villains, the merrier. I mean, Father Destruction would have gotten out of Train Heaven, but Freedom blew up Train Heaven. And recently, Father Destruction had been erased from existence by Father Torture for trying to erase Freedom from existence. But I think Father Destruction's wood model looks pretty good. I will use him in my series. And that's it for this part. So, which one of these engines was your favorite? Did you like Ivor, Bobby, Rheneas, Stepney, Octavia, or Father Destruction? And stay tuned as we have 13 characters left to cover. So, see you then.